Hello everyone and welcome back. You might be like, is this Meredith? Because I'm actually starting a vlog not looking like hot trash. I put effort into my appearance today because I'm going to an engagement party. Normally I start my vlogs looking really awful, but you get me at one of my finest moments, I will say. It is all probably going to be downhill from here. For today's vlog, I am going to be reading A Man Called Ove. It's Ove, I think, from the audiobook. I've been listening to the audiobook all day and I still can't fully remember. I think it's Ove. So this is another episode in my vlog series where I read books that I think are pretty hyped. And I'm seeing whether I think the hype is worth it. Obviously, art in any form is subjective, so that's just my opinion. And it's just a bit of fun. And so, yeah. Why not? So I'll link in the cards and down below the playlist of the other ones I've done. So far I've done Ice Planet Barbarians and Birthday Girl, and this is my third video in this series. Also, if you're wondering what the hell this thing is, I ordered some stuff from MAGIKMOONCHILD. I'll link her Etsy down below. I made an order with her Etsy store, and this is the bookmark I got. It's like pink. I mainly got it for the pink sparkles, but you know, this weird goat thing with the chin that kind of looks like a penis is pretty cool, not gonna lie. So this book is I guess contemporary fiction. It's about a old man who is basically the old man from Up,
and they pin on our badges.
So he's very grumpy, his wife has passed away, and he's very reclusive and an asshole to everyone in his community basically. And he's very old-fashioned and set in his ways. And this is a pretty slow, quiet book. Not a lot's happening. It's kind of just exploring his relationship with these new people who've moved next door. And they're a young family, so they obviously live their lives very differently to the way he does. And him kind of coming to terms with the fact that he wants to die. And he is basically trying to kill himself. So a lot of trigger warnings for that. I didn't know that that was in this. And I don't know if I love how it's written. Like, anyway, we'll get into that after I finish talking about the book's about. Something about this book, it is very much internal dialogue. It's basically just being inside this man's head. And again, it's pretty quiet, it's pretty slow, not much is happening. The contrast between him and the neighbors is really interesting. I'm hoping that there's a nice relationship formed there, and I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be a book about how elderly people and again, in terms of the whole like suicide thing, I don't know if that's necessary. Yeah, to me it's just a bit over the top, and it almost, I don't think it's meant to be, but it feels a little bit almost comical because he is, when he's trying to kill himself, one of the neighbors always interrupts and they're completely oblivious as to what's happening. And so maybe that's going to be like a social commentary. I don't know, but I'm like, is he trying to be comical with this? Like, I'm sure he's not, but it just feels weird. And I, yeah, unless there's some social commentary made with that, I don't know how I feel. So I had a dumb moment.
What? No way.
So basically, the very first line of this book, is it the line? I think it's literally the very first line of this book, is how old Ove is. And look, I was listening to the audiobook and I heard, okay, it said it was 59, but I was like, oh, thinking it was like a flashback. And don't ask me why that went through my head, because I was just so certain that he was like 80 that when they said that, I was like, oh, it must be a flashback. And I lent the book to my friend and I was talking to her and she was like, oh, like it feels so weird that he's only 59. And I'm like, he's 59? I thought he was 80. And then she sent me a picture of the first page and I was like, oh yeah. So that has lowered my enjoyment considerably, because I was looking at this from a standpoint of this is an older man, like older, like I was thinking late 70s, early 80s kind of thing. but he's like 59, which is younger than my parents. And I just like don't understand why he is the way he is. Like, I feel like this book is so much like us understanding why he's grumpy, but none of it, I'm just like, I don't understand why he is this way. Like, it's literally a case of he's just a nasty person. Like, I love unlikable characters, but he's unlikable in a way that's unlikable, which I know makes zero sense. But like, I can like some unlikable characters if like they're an interesting character to read about and they intrigue me, or they go on a really interesting like character development redeeming arc kind of thing. But to me, he's not an interesting character because he's just a grumpy asshole, you know what I mean? And I feel like if he was older, it would make more sense to me and I would be more forgiving. But I feel like because he's 59, I'm like, you know, because when you're older, there's cognitive decline and you really are just at a stage where you're fed up with things. And like, I see it so much through my work. Like, I really was understanding it and appreciating it originally when I thought he was like 80. But the fact he's 59, I'm like, oh no, so he's just an asshole. Like, and like, he's had a lot of sad stuff happen, but so have a lot of people, and they're not complete assholes. And like, you see that he's always been a bit of a jerk. He's gotten worse, but he was never like a super nice person. Literally everybody said to his wife, why did you marry this guy? Because he's a prick. And it's like, yeah, he is. He's an asshole. And I just like don't care. I'm just like, what's the point of this book? Because again, I thought this book was like saying how grumpy old people have a reason to be grumpy and to just see things from their perspective. But to me, this man, he's like middle-aged to me. Like, I don't care if middle-aged isn't considered 59. To me, that's middle-aged. And I just like maybe getting towards the end, but that's just in my head, that's not old. You know, like I guess because I work with elderly, like to me that is not old. And if I met a 59-year-old acting like this, I would be like, get the fuck out. There's no reason to act like this. But older people, I'm like, okay, there's probably a lot of health conditions and really you've lived a long life. Like, I kind of get it. But I don't get it. So I'm not having the best time. My enjoyment, again, dropped considerably because now I'm trying to understand, okay, what's the point of this book? I guess it's still like a similar message in that you can always start life again. Like, life never stops. You can always find reasons to live. So I think that that's possibly what's happening here, but I don't know. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to listen to the last like hour or so that I've got left, and I'm going to cut out my DESERTATHON board. I'll link all the information for it. It's a readathon that I'm participating in next month, which has a like board game. I'm so sorry. Like, I am so sorry. But to all the many people out there that love this book, I don't understand you. Like, did we read the same book? I don't know, man. Like, it got better. So, like, I did like the ending. I actually feel like it was nice. Literally, to me, if Ove was, like, 20 years older, I actually think I would have quite enjoyed this and given it, like, 4 stars. But I just can't get past the fact that he's 59 and acts like he's 80. Like, I was picturing the man from Up. Like, I was like, okay, this is a book like the guy from Up. And I just can't picture a 59-year-old person being like this. I just don't understand. I just don't think it's well written in that regard, because I just feel like it has all the characteristics of someone who's older, but I can't see someone at 59 acting like this. Like, obviously there are annoying people like that out there, so I am wrong, but I can't compute it. I'm just like, I just don't feel like it was pulled off for me. And it makes me sad because, like, the way it ended, I feel like if he'd been an older man, I would have really loved, because it was like, you know, he got a second chance at life. He found people, and through them he got to show his good qualities, and we got to see some good in him, and he ended up having quite a fulfilling, nice relationship with these people. But it's just like, I feel like he was still a bit of a dick, and I don't feel like he had a huge character development journey. Like, I feel like it wasn't as significant and heartwarming as Up. I don't know why I keep comparing this to Up. Like, I need to just stop. I feel like the other books that Frederick Bachman has written about elderly people, which I believe actually are elderly people, they're not 59-year-olds, they are older people, I will love. This, honestly, out of his books, this is the one that I thought I would probably possibly like the least. And Anxious People, I feel like Beartown, Britt Marie Was Here, The Long Way Home, there's something about The Long Way Home, about the grandpa with dementia. I feel like I'm going to enjoy them more, or like them more than this one. So, like, he's still an author that I'm really looking forward to reading. This one just was, like, meh for me. But it's so weird that, like, literally if he changed just, like, one thing, I would have been much more on board with this. I don't think I would have ended up loving it, but I would have been like, okay, I can kind of understand the hype. But I'm going to be honest, I don't understand the hype. Like, I don't. Like, I can understand why some people would love this. Like, I don't understand why there's not more people like me just thinking, like, this guy's such a dick. Like, I don't know. Like, I just find it strange that so many people... Okay, Tilly just knocked something over. She's okay. She just wanted to be dramatic in the background. She wanted to make sure you knew that she was here. Yes, they know you're here now, Tilly. But yeah, I can't believe that not more people, like, so many people sort of come across like, oh, he was charming, and like, oh, it was so warm, and like, he had such a bad life, and he completely was valid in being angry. And I'm kind of just like, yeah, but he was so nasty and annoying. I don't know. Maybe I'm just horrible. I just find it strange though, because there's so many instances where I read a book and I'm like, oh my god, I love that character, and people are like, that character's horrible. And I'm like, yeah, but I like unlikable characters. And here I am reading a book about an unlikable character, and I'm like, oh, they were a dick. And everyone else is like, oh, but it's understandable. Like, what has happened here? Like, why have the roles reversed? And like, I don't think this is a bad book. So like, I can't say that I think... I don't know if I can say it, I don't think it's worth the hype, but I don't understand the hype. Like, I don't understand it. I think this is possibly a book that would benefit for me to reread and physically read it, because I ended up pretty much just mostly listening to the audio. So I think I might just need to sit down and really digest it properly, because I guess maybe when you listen to things you don't 100% get the story, so I might have just like not... I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand it. So if you loved this book, I'd really love to know. Maybe I missed some things. Maybe I just missed a few things and that really impacted it, because the whole story is empathizing with this man that is not a good person, and maybe I missed something pivotal in the process of being able to empathize with this man. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you liked this. I really want to know why you liked this. And I'm sorry that I didn't. I feel really sad about it, but it is what it is, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. But until then, bye!